Game number 2 on my list, Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals at Utah. I was there sitting courtside on press row as Michael Jeffrey Jordan stole the ball from Karl Malone in the far corner for me, then dribbled all the way up court with Scottie Pippen, arms extended, calling for the ball out on the wing, nobody within 10 feet of Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan, of course, ignored Scottie Pippen. Michael gave his defender a slight redirect, then rose up from just beyond the free throw line and held the pose as the game winner swished. The only piece of memorabilia I ever bought is a picture of the faces of all those fans sitting beyond the baseline as that shot ripped their hearts out. The horror, the anguish, him again. That was the last meaningful shot Michael Jordan ever took in the NBA, and it merely won him his 6th title and 6th Finals MVP in 6 tries. I still get chills just thinking about it. Number 3. Another Finals Game 6. This one 15 years later. This one in Miami. I was there, but this time the horror and anguish was on my face. I was a huge Duncan Parker Ginobili fan. My Spurs were up 5 with 21 seconds left. 5 with 21. It's over. LeBron had turned it over with 39.9 seconds left. God, LeBron. And again, he turned it over with 28.2 seconds left. LeBron, what are you doing? Then he missed a 3. LeBron James had come unglued. The GOAT, quote unquote, was about to be the lowercase GOAT, as in the biggest reason the Heat had blown a closeout Game 6 at home. But my man Danny Green didn't screen out Mike Miller. Danny took off running for a cherry-picked dunk that did not materialize because Mike Miller went after and controlled the offensive rebound off LeBron's miss, kicked it back to LeBron, who actually made a 3 to cut it to 3. Then with 7.9 seconds left, LeBron took another 3 to tie, and he LeBricked it off the back iron predictably, but Chris Bosh, of course, bolted out to track down the offensive rebound. He quickly kicked it deftly to the corner where Ray Allen somehow got his feet behind the three-point line and made the greatest clutch shot in NBA history, taking LeBron off the hook. Yep, the Heat found a ray of hope with the court already cordoned off for a Spurs celebration. A ray of hope. Heat won that game in overtime. Heat in 7. I get nauseous just thinking about it. But it was a great game. Number 7, the 1983 NCAA Finals, greatest college basketball upset ever. Jim Valvano's North Carolina State, 54. Houston's Phi Slamma Jamma, 52. I was there in press row that night at the Pit in Albuquerque, and I felt like a fool. After Houston had out NBA'd Louisville in Saturday's semifinal in the Pit, I had proclaimed Houston national championship, well, I'll just declare him national champion by a landslide over the 8-seed Wolfpack in a national championship game. Are you kidding? NC State had survived game after game after game, barely, just to get to the national championship game. And I had watched Phi Slamma Jamma outdunk Louisville's Doctors of Dunk 94-81. And I had been lifted right out of my seat into hoop heaven by that game. But there was no shot clock in 1983. Valvano slowed it way, way down, turned it into a late game free throw contest. Houston wound up missing 9 of 19 free throws, several late. In the final seconds, Benny Anders, my favorite player on that team that did feature Akeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler, Benny Anders, the player Coach Guy V. Lewis believed could be the best of them all. Benny Anders had his fingers on a steal that would have easily led to the game-winning dunk. Had his fingertips on the ball. It was loose and he couldn't quite control it. Derek Whittenburg barely did regain control. Turned and heaved a long jumper in the final seconds that airballed way short and way right into the hands of Lorenzo Charles, who laid it in at the buzzer. Yep, Houston lost on a near-steal airball. I highly recommend that you watch the 30 for 30 on Phi Slamma Jamma. I watched it again the other night, and again, I cried at the end over what happened to my guy Benny Anders after that near steal, which became his life's turning point.